Hello guys, this is Meet Vyas and today I am going to explain particle in infinite square well potential, or we can call this topic particle in box. Okay, so first of all we are going to consider the diagram. Here I have shown the diagram. Okay, so in the diagram we have considered three region 1, region 2 and region 3. Okay, so the concept is the region 2 is confined between two potential barrier of infinite value, and beyond this L the potential will be infinite. So in region 3 the potential will be infinite, in region 1 the potential will be infinite. In region 2 only we will have the potential V is equal to 0. Here in this condition we can see where V is equal to 0 is between 0 to L. If x has value between 0 to L, the potential will be 0. So the particle can exist in this particular region. Okay, and if we talk about the value of x greater than L, where where the potential will be infinite. Okay, then the particle cannot exist on in that particular region because there the potential is infinite. Okay, and same thing for when the value of x is less than or equal to 0. When value of x is uh, less or equal to 0, the particle cannot exist. So this term is indicating about region 1. Okay, so in region 1 we know that the potential is infinite, so in region 1 particle cannot exist. So what we are going to talk about here, we are going to talk about the wave function and energy eigenvalue of this particle which is exist in region 2. Okay, here you can see, here we will have particle in region 2 only, so wave function can exist in region 2 only. In region 1 and region 3 the wave function will become 0. So now let's talk about the wave function and energy eigenvalue. Both can be derived using Schrodinger equation. Okay, so now let's look at the Schrodinger equation first. So here we have Schrodinger equation, which is h psi is equal to e psi, where psi is the function of x coordinate and time t. Okay, but if you see the potential, you can see that potential is time dependent, so we don't need the function which is depend on time here. So we will use here the separation of variable method. Okay, here you can see we have function of psi of x and t, so we can convert that this function into two function, in which one function will depend on x and another function will depend on only time t. Okay, so phi t will be e raised to minus iet upon h cross, but we are not going to consider that particular term in our Schrodinger equation. We are going to consider only psi of x. So when we are not going to consider t here, okay, when we are not going to consider t here, we can call this psi as eigen function instead of wave function, because we are not considering here time. Okay, so finally our equation will be h psi x is equal to e psi of x. Okay, now let's talk further. Here I forget to mention that here we have h, which is Hamiltonian, and Hamiltonian is Hamiltonian is equal to total energy. So we can write Hamiltonian is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Okay, so first we are going to derive the formula for this H. Okay, so now let's talk about it first. Okay, so here we have H Hamiltonian is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy, where kinetic energy, we know that the kinetic energy of moving particle is 1 half mv square. Okay, and here we have potential v of x. Now let's multiply in this term m in nominator and denominator, so we will get m square v square upon 2m. So this m square v square will become p square, and this 2m will remain same in denominator. So we will get final equation h is equal to p square by 2m plus v of x. So now we got the equation for Hamiltonian. Now let's talk little bit about operators. So in quantum mechanics we have two operators, one is momentum and another one is energy eigenvalue. We can write momentum as minus h cross del by del x and energy as ih cross del by del t. Okay, this is for one dimension, and in three dimension we will have p is equal to minus ih cross del, where del is del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z. Here I forget to mention z, instead of z I have mentioned here y, so please correct it. And I also forget to multiply here unit vector with respective coordinates, so please consider it. Okay, so but in three dimension e operator will remain same because time moves in only one direction. Okay, so now let's again talk about Hamiltonian. So we know the value of Hamiltonian here, that we already have the equation h psi x is equal to e psi x. So let's put the formula for h. So it will be p square by 2m plus v of x psi x is equal to e psi of x, and we already know that the value of p, okay, the value of p is minus ih cross del by del x. So let's put the value of p square in this equation. So it will be minus h, so the square of I will be minus 1. We have minus I, so square of minus I will be I square, and the value of I square will be minus 1. So here we will have minus 1 h cross square upon 2m d square by dx square plus v of x psi x is equal to e psi of x. Okay, so finally we will get, let's make this wave function inside this term. So we will get minus h cross square by 2m d square by dx square psi of x plus v of x psi of x is equal to e psi of x. This e term will be called as energy eigenvalue. We are not going to put the value of e, which is ih cross del by del t. E will remain here same. Okay, so what we are going to consider is, we are going to consider this Schrodinger formula for region 2. Okay, so as we know that for region 2 the potential is 0. Okay, for region 2 potential is 0, so here we have potential, this term will become 0. So we will have minus h square h cross square upon 2m d square by dx square psi of x is equal to e psi of x we will get. Okay, so we will get minus h square by 2m d square by dx square sine of x is equal to e sine of x. Okay, now let's talk further. So we will get, now let's take all the term which were at left side at right side. So we will get d square sine d square by dx square sine of x is equal to minus 2 me upon h cross square sine of x. And so let's put this term at left hand side here, so it will be positive. So we will get d square upon dx square sine of x plus 2 me upon h cross square sine of x is equal to 0. Now let's talk about wave vector k. Okay, so the wave vector k square is equal to 2 me upon h square. Okay, so generally 2 me upon h square will be k square. So let's put the value of 2 me upon h square in this equation. So we will get, and here k is wave vector, remember that. Okay, so we will have d square upon dx square sine of x plus k square sine of x is equal to 0. And this equation we have got is second order differential equation. Okay, so the solution of this equation will be sine is equal to a sine kx plus b cos kx. The solution of this particular differential equation will be sine is equal to a sine kx plus b cos kx. Okay, so now let's go further. Now let's apply the boundary condition. Okay, we already got the equation for wave function. Okay, which is sine is equal to a cos kx plus, sorry, sine is equal to a sine kx is equal to b cos kx. Okay, so here we will have, now let's apply the boundary condition here. Now let's look at this potential barrier, at this potential barrier. Okay, so at this particular potential barrier the value of x will be 0. So let's put x is equal to 0 in that equation. Okay, so we will get a sine k0 plus b cos k0 is equal to 0. The sign will be also 0 because of infinite potential. So in this term we will get 0, a sine k0 is equal to, we will get 0, and this whole term will become 1. Okay, so finally we will get the value of constant b. Now let's put the value of b in these equations. Okay, so what we will get, we will get a sine kx, sorry, the value of b we have to add in equation number 7. Okay, so we will get a sine kx is equal to 0. Okay, now let's move forward. So now let's talk about second boundary condition. Now let's take x is equal to L. So now we are talking about this boundary. Okay, at this boundary the sign will become 0 and x will become L. Okay, so instead of x we will put the value L in equation number 7. Okay, so we will get a sine kl is equal to 0. Okay, and we already know that sine pi is equal to 0. Okay, so comparing these two equations we can conclude that pi can be equal to kl, where, so let's put l at left hand side, so we will get k is equal to pi upon l. So we can also multiply here n term, because if we multiply n term, the value of pi by l will not change. Okay, so we will consider k is equal to n pi by l. Okay, so now we have two values of k. Okay, now we have two values of k. Here you can see, here one value is k square is equal to 2me h square, as we previously derived, and k is equal to, sorry, I forgot to mention here that k is equal to n pi by l. Okay, so it will be k is equal to n pi by l. So here we can say k, in this term the k will be under root 2 me upon h square, and here it will be k is equal to n pi by l. So comparing these two equation, we can get the energy eigenvalue. Okay, so let's talk about it. So here we will have n pi by l is equal to under root 2 me upon h cross square. Now let's take square at both sides. So here we will get n square pi square upon l square is equal to 2me upon h cross square. So e will remain here, and let's take this whole term 2m upon h square at left hand side. So we will get e is equal to n square pi square h cross square upon 2ml square. Okay, we will get e is equal to n square pi square, sorry I forget to mention here pi square. Okay, so here it will be pi square, here will be pi square. Okay, so we already got the value eigenvalue for this, that particular particle. Okay, so here n will be, here this n will be 1 2 3 and so on. It cannot be 0. Okay, if it will be 0, this energy will become 0, and ground state energy can never be 0. Okay, so it will, n will start from 1 only. Okay, so let's move it. We already got the formula for energy eigenvalue. Now let's talk about wave function. Okay, so from equation 7 we have psi is equal to a sine kx. Okay, and we already know that k is equal to n pi by l. So let's put the value of k in equation number 13. So we will get psi is equal to a sine n pi x upon l. Okay, so we got the wave functions, which is psi is equal to a sine n pi x upon l, but we have to find a here. Okay, so we can determine the value of a using the concept of uh, probability density. Okay, so probability density we can write as integral minus infinite to infinite psi into sine star. Sine star is complex conjugate of this psi, and d tau is equal to 1. So the probability density will be always 1. The probability of finding particle in any state can be 1. Okay, so here instead of minus infinite to infinite, we have limit 0 to l. Okay, we can see, so we will mention, instead of minus infinite to infinite, we will write here 0 to l. And psi, we know that a sine n pi x upon l, and the sine star will also be be a sine n by x upon L. When we sine star, if we have sine star, we will only change the uh, sign of I. If we don't have I in particular term, that term will remain same. Okay, so we will have here integral 0 to L a sine n pi x upon L into a sine n pi x upon into dx is equal to 1, and finally we will get integral 0 to L a square sine square n pi x sine square n pi x L into dx is equal to 1. Okay, now let's make a outside of the integral because it is the constant. Okay, so it will move out from the integral. So here we will have a square integral 0 to L sine square n pi x upon L dx is equal to 1. Okay, and we already know from trigonometric equations that sine square n pi x is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 plus sine 2 pi x upon L. Okay, so we are going to put the value of this equation. So we will get a square integral 0 to L 1 by 2 into 1 plus sine 2 n pi x upon L dx. Now let's take 1 by 2 outside of the integral because it is constant, so it will be a square by 2, and let's take integral inside. So we will get 0 to integral 0 to L 1 dx plus 0 to L integral sine 2n pi x upon L dx is equal to 1. Okay, now let's move ahead. So we will get a square by 2 here. Here the integral of 1 dx we will get x, and the limit will be 0 to L. Okay, here plus this integral of this sine 2n pi x upon L will be minus cos 2n pi x upon L, and the multiplication of x 2n pi upon L will come in denominator, so we will get L upon 2n pi outside, and the limit will be 0 to L is equal to 1. So what we will get here in this term, we will get a square by 2 under bracket, this term will become L minus 0, so we will get here L here, and here we are going to put first the value of x as L, so we will get minus cos 2n pi L upon L, so L will be constant, L will be cancelled out, plus the cos the x will be this value of x will be 0, so we will get cos 0, so this will become 1, and this term will become 1 as well, because the value of cos 2n pi will be always 1. So, and here the L upon 2n pi will remain same. Okay, so finally we will get a square by 2 L plus minus 1 plus 1 L upon 2n pi is equal to 0. So this term will whole term will become 0, because minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So this whole term will become 0. Okay, and so we will get a square by 2 under bracket L plus 0 L 2 L upon 2n pi is equal to 1. This whole term will become 0, so we will get a square by 2L is equal to 1. Okay, so let's take L at right hand side and 2 also right hand side. The 2 will be in denominator and L will be in denominator. So we will get finally a square is equal to 2 upon L. And let's take uh, under root at this side, square at this side. So we will get a is equal to under root 2 upon L. So we got the value of a. Let's put the value of a in wave function. So finally we will get psi is equal to root 2 upon L sine n pi x upon L, and n will be 1, 2, 3, and so on. The value of n will be 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so this is the wave function in region 2 of the particle. Okay, now let's move ahead. So we already got the energy eigenvalue, which is n square pi square h cross square upon 2 ml square, and the wave function psi for region 2. Okay, which is psi is equal to root 2 upon L sine n pi x upon L. Now let's talk about the different case, okay, in which we are going to take the different value of this n is one kind of quantum number, and we are going to take the different value of n and going to see the graphical representation of this sign. Okay, so now let's take that slide. So here we already know that the general formula psi is equal to root 2 upon L sine n pi x upon L. So let's put first n is equal to 1. So we will get psi 1, sorry, so we will get psi 1 is equal to root 2 upon L sine pi x upon L. If we put the value of n is equal to 2, so we will get sine 2 is equal to root 2 upon L sine 2 pi x upon L. If we put the value of 3, so we will get sine 3 is equal to root 2 upon L sine 3 pi x upon L. Okay, so for graphical representation for psi 1, when the value of n will be 1, we will get like this. Okay, we will have only one phase, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 1. And in second case, when we are going to take the value of n is equal to 2, we will have two phase here. Okay, like this. And when psi 3, when we are going to take n is equal to 3, the graphical representation will be like this. We will have three phases between x is equal to 0 and x is equal to L. Now let's talk about the probability density. Okay, so probability density cannot be in minus. Here you can see we have taken this psi in minus. Here you can see, but probability cannot in minus. Particle can present in some state, but it cannot be negative. Okay, so for energy density it will be always positive. Here you can see energy density when we are going to take n is equal to 1, it will be like this. Okay, where at the pi by 2 the probability of finding particle will be maximum. Okay, now let's talk about when we take n is equal to 2. So we will get this kind of configuration. Okay, so here we can see that at the pi by 4 and 3 pi by 4 the probability of finding particle will be maximum, but at pi by 2 the probability of finding particle will be 0. Okay, in n is equal to 3 case we can also see at pi by 3 and 4 pi by 6, the probability of finding particle will be 0. But for pi by 6, pi by 2 and 5 pi by 6, the probability of finding particle will be maximum. This question can be asked in your exam, so keep this in mind. Okay, now let's move ahead. And now let's talk about the different dimensional system. Okay, so we have already derived the wave function and eigenvalue for 1D, one dimensional potential well, infinite potential well, which is psi x is equal to root 2 by L sine n pi x upon L. Okay, here you can see an energy eigenvalue is equal to En is equal to n square pi square upon h square upon 2 ml square. Okay, where you can take h square is h cross is equal to h upon 2 pi also. Okay, if you want to take, if you don't want to take, it is also okay. Okay, now let's talk about two dimensional system. Okay, two dimensional infinite square well potential. Okay, so it will be, for two dimension we are going to consider two wave function. So first one will be, in wave function we will multiply both wave function. Suppose we have here root 2 pi by L sine n pi x upon L. Now here this term will be for y x, and here this will be for x axis. Okay, so here we have two variables, and for two variables we will have two wave functions in multiplication. So root 2 by L and root 2 by L will be multiply, and we will get 2 by L 2 by L sine n pi x upon L and sine n pi y upon L. And when it's come to energy, we are going to add, we are going to take addition of energies. Okay, so here we will get En is equal to nx square pi square h square upon 2 ml square and plus ny square pi square h cross square upon 2 ml square, and this whole term will be common. Okay, so we will make it in outside, so we will get pi square h cross square upon 2 ml square under the bracket and nx square plus ny square. This is the wave function and energy eigenvalue for two dimensional system. Okay, now let's talk about three dimensional system. Okay, for three dimensional it will be, so we are going to represent, we are not going to show here x or y, we are going to show here r. So we can say that, so psi is depend on all coordinate x y and z. Okay, so here the wave function will be, we are going to multiply the wave function in three coordinates x y and z. Okay, so we will write here root 2 upon L sine n pi x upon 2 ml square, root 2 by L sine ny pi y 2 ml square, and root 2 pi upon L sine nz pi z upon 2 ml square. So here we will get, from multiplication of root 2 pi by L, root 2 pi by L and root 2 pi by L, we will get 2 by L root 2 by L, and get sine nx pi x 2 ml square sine ny pi y 2 ml square and sine nz pi z 2 ml square. So this will be the wave function for three dimensional infinite square well potential. Now let's talk about energy eigenvalue of potential well. Okay, so it will be enx plus eny enx plus eny plus enz. Sorry, I forgot to mention here z. Okay, instead of z I have mentioned y here. Okay, so please correct it. Okay, so we will get here nx square pi square h cross square upon 2ml square, ny square pi square h cross square 2ml square, and nz square pi square h cross square upon 2ml square. So this whole term pi square h cross square 2ml square will be common. So we will get energy eigenvalue is equal to pi square h cross square upon 2ml square under bracket nx square plus ny square plus nz square. Okay, thank you for watching this video.